You want to know who or what Arya Stark is running from in this scene? Her family. Stick around and I'll explain. Hey, no running inside. Walk. You're gonna break something.
Hey guys, welcome to Fan Theories on GameSpot Universe, our show where we talk about the best and craziest theories on the internet about the shows and movies that we all love. And we want to hear about your favorite theories too, so drop those in the comments below.
Today's theory comes from Ryan. He's going to share one of his favorite theories on the final season of Game of Thrones. Ooh. Where you at, Ryan?
Hey guys, just hanging out here in Winterfell. I gotta be honest, I didn't really pack for this weather. It's really... Oh. Ha! How convenient. Thank you, guys. It's not really my size, though. Hello. We know a big part of the season's gonna take place here in Winterfell as the Night King and his undead army marches its way down south. Remember, there is no more wall, thanks to Viserion and the ice, fire, magic, dragon breath stuff. That's really bad news for everyone hiding inside that castle, but how's it all gonna go down? A little hot in that thing. Remember, the Night King has a cheat code. He's able to raise armies from the dead. All you gotta do is this. And I believe he's gonna use this in order to wipe out Winterfell from the inside out. And what would scare Arya more than anything else in the entire world? How about having to fight off her dead mom and dad in the Winterfell crypts? Ugh.
I missed the key.
So what do we think? The Night King raises people from the dead inside Winterfell.
Oh yes. Yeah, 100% all in, let's go, zombies.
What else could truly frighten Arya Stark?
Nothing like her dead father without a head.
That is super dark.
Yeah, yep, I'm ready. Ned's head's revenge. Let's go.
How does that work exactly? Does the head just reattach to a body?
I don't think it's Ned.
He carries it.
I don't think it's going to be Ned.
He carries it and he chases her down the hallway.
Headless Horseman? That would be amazing if they could do it, but I don't think they're going to bring back Ned Stark.
It's not as scary if he's just a body without a head. It's got to be...
It's got to be the full complete.
It's going to be Ned, because Sean Bean's super in. He's just like, I want Ned to return somehow. Just figure it out. It's like if Jon Snow can come back, I want to come back.
Not a flashback. I want Ned Stark returning somehow for the final season.
This is what I want.
Zombie. White Walker. Excuse me. Pardon me. White Walker.
All right, let's talk about what we do know this upcoming season. So we know season 8, a huge set piece is going to be in Winterfell, the Battle of Winterfell. And we're gonna reference a lot of this EW article that has a lot of tidbits on what's coming up this season. But basically, we're gonna get almost, I think, one full episode of nonstop action at Winterfell.
Basically like a feature film length battle. That is insane. Can you imagine what that's gonna be like?
Budget.
Yes, they have quite the budget for every episode this season, and it's gonna be like twice as big as anything we've seen in this show. And apparently, one of the biggest battles that we've ever seen on TV, film, anything.
Okay.
Like we're talking about like Lord of the Rings
We've
type.
already seen huge battles.
Yeah.
Like, how can they outdo themselves? Like, I'm sure they can. I'm sure they will. But I just can't even picture it in my mind.
CG for dragons is involved in this as well.
Better CG dragons.
Better
CG for the White Walkers. Okay.
So that's a lot of money there. So I can see how this budget gets higher and higher if you got to add those two elements to the same episode, especially in Winterfell when you want to have a bunch of humans. So I wonder how many people they actually had to set up for set design. I love this stuff because one of my favorite battles is the Battle for Helm's Deep. So come on.
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. So apparently, let me read this off. There was 11 weeks of night shoots in order to pull this off. That was just for the exterior scenes. And then they had to move to an interior studio and do all the stuff inside of Winterfell. So obviously we know that inside they're going to be kind of stuck inside and trying to fend off all the White Walkers and the dead army outside. Also, good news, director Miguel Sapochnik, I think I pronounced that correctly. He's in charge of this particular episode as well, and he did Hard Home, he did Battle of the Bastards, so he's really good at
We're
battles.
good, yeah. He's gonna do a
You're in
great
good
job.
hands. So the closest example we can think of right now would probably be Helm's Deep. Two Towers,
Yeah.
which is amazing. That's still my favorite movie of all of them.
Yeah, that was nearly an hour, 50 minutes of nonstop action, and this is going to be, I think this is going to blow our minds. Like
This is gonna be like almost 2 hours of action.
I'm
Wow.
in. I can't
I'm
wait.
in. I'm ready.
I can't wait.
I am ready. Let's go.
All right, guys, let's talk about the Night King.
There's that boy.
The Night King.
There's that boy.
Obviously, we know he has some cool tricks up his sleeves. I don't even know if he has sleeves on. But anyways, he...
Doesn't need 'em.
Yeah, he doesn't need them. He can raise people from the dead,
Yep.
right?
Yes, he can.
So he can
Confirmed.
basically has an army that can increase at a moment's notice, and there's pretty much no stopping him. It's supernatural, right? So we think. But there's two particular instances where this happened. Well, actually a few, but he can do it by touch and turn them into White Walkers, I believe.
Like Viserion. Yes.
Right. And with the babies, the sacrificial
the first
babies.
episode.
And then also he can actually do his super flex when he just raises them with his hands, but he turns them into whites. So this whole thing kind of hinges on the fact that he's going to use this power at Winterfell to turn, his opponents against themselves.
Yep.
Obviously, the crypts of Winterfell have a lot of dead bodies in there. So
Yeah.
it seems like kind of a no-brainer.
I'm wondering if it's just going to be the Night King that shows up at Winterfell by himself, somehow infiltrates, and then raises the dead from the ground. So he doesn't have to use any of his army just yet.
He goes on a solo mission.
Yes, Trojan horse kind of thought.
Touching things. Yeah.
Trojan dragon.
Trojan dragon, that'll be tough. It's still two against
he's,
one.
He's off his horse now, isn't he? Like all about the dragon.
Yeah, but he needs more than that. It's 2 against 1.
He's just gonna put on a robe and sneak in and be like, I'm just.
He's gonna go red scroll. He's gonna go red scroll with it. Just put on a
touch
try to
things,
cover
yeah.
himself and just walk in.
Yeah.
So obviously the Living's first line of defense is Winterfell. North, the most north stronghold to the wall. Obviously, if you were the Night King, how would you strategically try to attack that, knowing that everyone's kind of hunkered down inside that castle?
Like starting with the wall, starting with the people at the wall, or just getting into Winterfell.
Getting into Winterfell.
Probably, yeah. There's probably paths and underground ways to get into Winterfell, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Now I just keep thinking of Infinity War when they had everyone up at the wall and in Wakanda and they just kept bashing at it. Maybe that could be a thing too, where they just have a bunch of whites go in there and take it out that way first.
Right. He does have obviously a large army, something that we've never seen before.
Disposable army.
And
too.
a disposable
Completely
army
disposable.
so definitely they're gonna have some exterior forces, but it's interesting, the pathways and hallways. We've heard references before to some of the lords of Winterfell or the lords of all these different castles kind of having their own secret escape routes to do their nefarious things. So
They could use those.
they could definitely infiltrate through that way. But I also think that using the dead that are already in there would be a really cool way to kind of bring everything back together and scare the hell out of those that are inside and didn't know that was an option.
Oh yeah.
Now the only thing that I would counter that is that Jon Snow has seen this firsthand, right?
Yeah.
He's seen the Night King at the end of Hard Home, bring that whole dead army back up. So he
knows what they're capable
He knows
of,
what he's capable of. Hopefully Jon Snow can give everyone else the heads up.
It may be too late. I can see that scene already. I can see it in my head.
Yeah, he's gonna warn them as it's happening. Yeah, and it's already happening. He's like, he can do this, and then just it's already happened.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch of White Walkers.
So what do you do when
Newly formed White Walkers.
even when someone is killed alongside you, say one of your comrades is killed alongside you, you have to almost like immediately like burn their body. Sorry, this got really dark, guys.
Yeah.
But you have to immediately like burn the body so it doesn't come back.
Don't they burn bodies in Winterfell?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah,
But during this battle, that's gonna have to be like someone else's job. Like you just hey man, just go around and burn bodies when they're on the ground.
That's part of the budget. They gotta have someone actually setting flames.
We have bodies left over. We should probably burn them.
Yeah. Everyone throw them in that closet over there and like lock the door. It's gonna get crazy.
But how does this end then? What are they gonna do? Is it gonna be some kind of MacGuffin or something at the end where they kill the Night King and then everyone just falls to the ground or something like? Because if they raise the dead, how do they stop that army at that point?
Yeah.
It's Endgame.
Well, what if they don't think about the crypt and there's just like, oh, everyone that's like died but isn't royal or one of the kings. Let's burn those bodies and then they just forget about the crypt and they're like, oh shit. And then all of the Starks are zombies, White Walkers. And they're like, no, please no. Ned's head.
Ned's head.
No, not Ned's head.
Ned's head will come rolling. Ned's head is going to come rolling down the hallway.
Ned's head just starts rolling.
It's going to be like...
Arya's looking down, what?
That's what's chasing Arya.
It's going to be like Indiana Jones, just like Ned's head rolling behind her.
The thing. It's just Ed's head and then it just starts growing like legs out of it and then, boom.
Falling around. Oh, no.
I do want to read you guys this one line that the actor who plays the Night King, Vladimir Furdik, he had an interview with EW again, and they asked him what they could expect from the final season of the show, and he said that people will see he has a target he wants to kill, and you will find out who that is. There's also a moment when Jon Snow was on the boat from Hardhome he's referencing. The Night King looked at him and raised his arms. There's a very similar and even stronger moment between Jon and the Night King this time. I'm trying to think of what...
It's not just Jon?
All right,
isn't it just Jon?
As the target?
As the target, yeah.
I think the target is Bran Stark. Oh. I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I think it's going to become apparent because we've seen him chasing after Bran Stark. But I think he knows that Jon is obviously a formidable opponent. He knows... He put up the biggest fight that we've seen, but I think that Bran Stark obviously is able to warg and has all these powers in the Three-Eyed Raven. So I think that the Three-Eyed Raven is his ultimate,
I think you're right.
motivation for revenge there.
Yeah.
But in terms of a stronger moment between Jon and the Night King, I mean that was a pretty big moment, there at Hardhome. What could top that?
Just close
his
the distance.
Family. Yeah.
The family. That's exactly what what I think.
He's gonna do the same thing with his family.
Something that could be even stronger. It wouldn't be like just raising the whole army up again. I mean, that would be pretty amazing. But if he literally raises the dead Starks,
the Night King with Jon's mom at his side or something.
I don't know if they'll do that, but man, I can see.
We'll all be watching in shock, just like.
That's gonna close the episode. I'm pretty sure that will close whatever episode that is.
He finds out who his mom is, and then...
Don't say it. Then he has to kill his mom.
And then he has to kill his mom.
Oh, my God.
Game of Thrones would do that. Game of Thrones, I'm not being messed up.
No,
Game
you're
of Thrones would do that.
They would totally do that, yeah. Remember, the Starks are haunted by death throughout this whole series.
Yep.
So it almost makes a lot of sense for them to come literally face-to-face with the dead.
Yeah.
I can see something even more personal. Let's say someone like Sansa dies, and then it's turned. We can see that happen too, because you need something a little bit more. Like Lyanna would be one thing. He's never met his mom, so that's not going to hurt him as much. Idea. Yeah, so it has to be someone more personal to him. So it could be a current character who dies,
who we've grown to get attached to as well. Yeah,
I completely believe that will happen. Not everyone's going to make it this season, of course. No. So it could be someone that we're close to, not Arya, because we just saw her running away from something. But I think someone dies, and then that's who Jon sees and goes, no.
No, Arya is one of the last Starks standing, for sure. I think.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
I hope.
One of the
we
last
don't know.
Standing.
We
we'll see.
Know.
We don't know. Nothing is certain. No one can be promised.
No one's safe. No one's safe in the show.
So, I don't know. Yeah, we're definitely going to lose some Starks this season. And yeah, you're right. They're gonna turn one of them into a White Walker.
Right now, I'm saying Sansa will be one of the White Walkers.
Ooh, she'd be a good White Walker. She'd be pretty scary.
But you could. I hate to say this, but you could kill her pretty easily.
Yeah, I know. So you want someone who can attack him.
You want someone to turn who's like a kind of a really strong opponent to go up against.
So you want Arya?
I don't, but I do. I mean, yeah, Arya. I mean, can you imagine Arya as a White Walker? She'd be like I mean, that'd be...
She's fast.
Yeah, that'd be scary as hell.
She's fast.
Oh.
So let's talk about the way that it's been marketed so far this season. So the crypts were a big focus. Like we had an entire
the teaser, yeah.
dedicated to the crypts of Winterfell. So I
Yep.
feel like that's a big clue that supports your theory.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that there's definitely something happening down there in the crypts, and we also hear the VO of the parents. We have
And they're like looking at them face to face as
Yep.
they're hearing these these words come from them too.
God, are they really going to bring back Ned?
Yes.
I can't. Okay.
He was gone way
Yes.
too soon.
Man.
He left us way too soon, Greg.
Also, everybody wants that to happen.
Yeah.
100%. They want Ned Stark to come back in some fashion.
Lady
This-
Stoneheart.
Yes, it's Lady Stoneheart
We'll get to
as
that
well.
in a
yeah.
second.
Okay.
Don't get ahead of
Yeah.
yourself.
Oh,
Yes.
all right.
That
No
too.
Ned, I say
both
Lady
of
Stoneheart.
them. Bring them both back.
Okay.
Let's
okay.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, in the trailer, we got a bunch of Winterfell all through it, so we know there's going to be a big battle there. Again, who is it? Who are they fighting? Who are they fighting each other? Are they just fighting anybody there? I don't know. That's the thing. Where can they go with this?
Yeah, like, is everyone united against the dead yet? Or are they still fighting each other? Like, what's going on?
Good Lord. Again, I feel like, is it just a Trojan horse kind of thing? Night King comes in there somehow, some way.
Trojan Dragon.
Trojan Dragon. Okay, fine. Trojan Dragon.
Yeah.
And then raises the dead. Has everyone just go at each other from inside of Winterfell. Then he just finishes them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bleak.
It is.
The one
but
thing that we
come
do
on,
know from the
Game of
trailer
Thrones.
as well, we know that it looks like it's kind of early on in the season. It looks like there's a lot of interior shots. That obviously the crypts would be involved. Then you see a couple shots of people kind of hiding inside, away from some of the action. You know, a big thing of directing, what I read was from directing these battle sequences, is showing different perspectives, right? Not just being exterior the whole time and showing just
You
a
can't
bunch
have
of whites
people-
getting killed.
Yeah.
You need to show like everyone's kind of story of what they're going through during this, all this action.
Helm's Deep.
Yeah,
Go
exactly.
back,
So,
yeah.
And not only that, we kind of know that there might be. It feels like from the trailer that Jaime Lannister at least kind of offers his services to go fight against the dead as well. So there will be other factions of the living that normally don't get, don't agree with each other, now fighting together, teaming up as allies in order to fight the dead.
That'll be interesting. I can totally see like a scene where it's just like Jaime and one of the Starks, and they just know they have to help each other out, and then they're like torn about it, but they just fighting.
They see the White Walkers
together.
and they go,
Yeah.
okay, never mind.
Or
Yeah.
Jaime and Brienne like fighting together again, like against the White Walkers.
Guaranteed.
Like,
That's
Oh, that's
guaranteed
guaranteed gonna
100%.
happen. Yeah. So let's go back to the trailer and talk about Arya. So she's kind of cut up. She's running from something. She's frightened, scared for her life. There might be someone with her that's also hurt. It feels like people are just hiding down there for safety. I saw someone had brightened up an image of something that was chasing her, and it
Yeah.
looked like a man. And man or men.
Couple
there
figures,
could have
yeah.
been a couple figures. Yeah. But what do
Could
you guys
be anyone.
think? What do you guys think?
I think the interesting thing is that we've never really seen her look this frightened before,
Since she was
except when she
stabbed.
was
Yeah.
fighting the waif back when she was, getting trained.
Yeah.
But she's like an expertly trained assassin at this
Yeah.
point, who we've seen. She's badass as hell, but I've never seen that look in her face.
Yeah, things don't
as she's
faze her
running.
anymore.
Yeah.
So this is something new. This has to be something terrifying and new to her.
I mean, if she comes in contact with a White Walker or with the Night's King or the Mountain, or like I think of all these other people she would come across, in contact with. None of that really feels that she would be that scared of.
Yeah.
Like she'd be still a confident assassin and she'd
Right.
do her
Yeah.
best. And I got my money on her because she's extremely skilled.
Yeah. I feel like nothing alive would scare her this much to put
Right.
the fear of
Totally.
God in her eyes.
I know
Yeah.
there's one shadow there, but it could be a multiple, a group coming after her too, where she's running away. At
Yeah,
this point.
totally.
All right, so if this theory actually does come true, let's talk about who or what is buried in those crypts of Winterfell.
Lots of Starks.
Lots of Starks, guys. We're
Whole
talking
lot
about
of Starks.
generations
Yeah.
of Starks. Thousands of years have passed. A few that we'll make some assumptions here about whose bodies were returned to Winterfell after a lot of stuff has happened. But Old Nan, Maester Luwin, Robb, Ned, Brandon, Lyanna Stark, Rickon, Lady Stark, some dire wolves possibly, maybe Greywind, Shaggy Dog, and Lady buried nearby. Who knows if the remains actually got back to Winterfell itself. That's a lot of significant characters in this show that we've watched so far that could be, brought back to life and scare the living hell out of our current living characters?
White Walker direwolves. White Walker direwolves.
I mean,
How terrifying
they turn
is
dragons,
that?
right? Why
Yes.
not turn direwolves that are, this on the sigil of House Stark?
That's scary.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yep, that's
All
gonna
right.
happen. A pack of White Walker direwolves is gonna eat someone alive.
The only problem is that some of those direwolves, they were decapitated, so they have the same problem as Ned.
Yeah,
They'd have
yeah.
to just
That's true.
put
And
their head
Rob
back on.
too. So
And Rob, yeah. So they'd have to put their head back on, or
Ned
Rob
and
come-
Rob carrying their own heads, running around chasing Arya.
Rob comes back as half direwolf, half Rob. No. The young wolf,
Oh God,
Oh,
the Minotaur. No?
too much AHS, my friend.
Yes, too much American Horror Story. I agree.
okay. They still have this in their pocket, Lady Stoneheart. So
Yeah.
is this how they do it? Is this how they bring her back?
This
Is
would
she
be the
just
perfect,
the main
show
White
version of it,
Walker?
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently, I didn't read the books at the disclaimer, but apparently Stoneheart she was introduced much earlier than in this part of the story.
Yes, she was.
After the Red Wedding, right?
Yeah, so, and then she got revenge on those that
Those involved.
those
yeah.
involved
Yeah.
in the Red Wedding.
Yeah.
But this would be like a fun callback to book readers.
Yeah, people have been waiting for this, right? Kind of, or they were waiting for it. So.
Yeah, she's still out there in the books too. So her character, that's why I think they won't do it, because we don't know where George R. R. Martin's going to go with that character in the end.
Yeah.
Compared to what they've done in the show now,
Yeah.
I feel like that's not going to happen at this point. And he wasn't even happy about it. So
Yeah, he was upset that they didn't include her.
Yep.
Earlier on, so maybe they'll take that and run with it and include it somehow, and then he'll just be really mad that that's how they handled it.
Right.
I
It
can see
wouldn't-
that happening.
It wouldn't be a direct translation
One-to-one, yeah.
to Lady Stoneheart in the books.
it would just
but
be a nod.
It would just be
Yeah.
kind of be a nod that, hey, she comes back from the dead.
Yeah.
I could see it a 5-minute scene cameo where she shows up and then someone has to kill her immediately, John or Arya.
I don't want to. Kinda got Lady Stoneheart, guys. We kind of got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on that. I'm on that more than I am on Ned coming back, just because the head thing.
More
just-
likely.
yeah. at
More
this
likely.
point.
So Arya is extremely frightened by Lady Stoneheart chasing her down the hallways.
Oh yes.
Oh, that'd be good. That would be good.
All right, guys. So what do we think? What are the chances of this theory actually coming true?
It's happening.
Yeah.
I'm going all in.
100%.
100%. This theory is happening.
Who do you think is coming back?
Headless Ned and the direwolves.
Headless Dead
Yeah.
the Direwolves. Okay, Greg.
Lady Stoneheart, a cameo, just a quick cameo.
I think everyone is coming back,
Everyone.
and it's going to be terrifying.
Everyone is here. It's like Smash Brothers, but with White Walkers.
It's going to be terrifying. We're going to be screaming the entire. We'll
Yeah.
literally be watching it, and we're going to be screaming the entire time. We won't know what to
Yeah.
do.
Someone just comes.
That's just.
Someone comes running out of the crypt and goes, "Everyone is here!"
Oh, the dead, they're back.
Oh my god!
It's Kirby. It's Kirby's the only one alive at the end, running for his
Kirby has
life.
to
Arya's
save
be like,
everyone.
hey, Sansa, Mom and Dad are over there,
Arya-
and they want to kill us.
Arya is Kirby, the last Stark standing, and has to save everyone.
All right, guys, let us know what you think of this theory, and also which Starks may or may not come back from the dead. Hit us up in the comments, like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next week with another fan theory. Sing the song again.
Dun, 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 dun.
Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones.